Hello.
Sitten polvisuojat, the other player. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Warning, the pregame show contains flashing lights and images. Varoitus, alkushow sisältää vilkkuvaa valoa ja kuvaa.
Servus.
Servus.
Please welcome the game officials for this Please welcome Team Sweden. Tervetuloa Ruotsiin. Please welcome Team Austria. Tervetuloa Itävallan joukkueen. Game officials for this game have been licensed and signed by the International Ice Hockey Federation. Tämän ottelun tuomarit on nimennyt kansainvälinen jääkiekkoliitto.
Sweden and Austria in our final day today. Quick look there at the officials. Andrus Ansons of Latvia, Sean McFarland of Spokane. There's Roger Batter, the coach of this Austrian team, his 5th World Championship. Liked a lot about his team yesterday other than discipline. And there's Sam Hallam, 3 championships in the SHL with Vaxio, 2-time Coach of the Year in the SHL. And he is behind the bench for Sweden for his first time as a head coach at the World Championship, as Austria ran itself into some penalty trouble yesterday. And for Sweden, coming off the 1-0 victory over Germany. So the offense, maybe not where they wanted to be, but the defense certainly was in that victory. We'll take a look at our starting goaltenders. A bit of an age discrepancy, as Ryan Engblom was talking about before we came on. In this game tonight, for Austria, it is 37-year-old Bernhard Starkbaum who will start. And for Sweden, it'll be the youngster Jesper Wallstedt, 20 years of age, his first World Championship, 3 World Junior Championships for him. And there's Bernhard Starkbaum, 37 years of age versus the 20 for Wallstedt, 7th World Championship for him, and he was 2.61 in Vienna in the IIHF this past season.
Wallstedt had a real nice year in Ottawa, 18-5-5 record. Terrific. It's all about the wins.
Taking it center, and this will get cleared in, and Wallstedt will play it up for Patrick Nemeth. Nemeth sends it on for Nylander. Nylander couldn't get anywhere, almost turned over in front for Howden. But Sweden does recover, and Patrick Nemeth will control. Plays it back into his own zone. Lindbergh sends it up the wall. We'll start our first change as Nickel will play it back into his own zone. Nickel had it get away from him. Here comes Andre Peterson. Peterson's shot goes off a stick and wide as Benjamin Nistner got his stick in the lane. Centering pass is intercepted, and Raffel will send this up at center. Nistner blows a tire and goes down. Peter Schneider chases this down, but it's too far for him. Picked up by Rasmus Sandin. Cross for Henrik Tomernes. Tomernes plays this ahead for Berggren. Berggren trying to center it against the checking of Killian Zundell. And this gets lifted down the ice. It'll be just wide. As Wallstedt kept a close eye on that, and it is an icing call.
Well, the good news for the Swedes is, yeah, they won game 1. That's the bottom line. They won only 1-0. They missed some offensive chances, yeah. But the good news is, yeah, it tested their nerves, and yes, they won the game. So they figured, well, the offense is going to start to kick in, and it should get better from there. I kind of like the way that ends if I'm the coach or if I'm a player on Sweden. A 1-0 win early on here. You hang in there, you get the job done, and then you move forward here tonight against Austria.
Face off in the Austrian zone. Silverberg Trying to work it out of the corner with Grundstrom. It came back to the blue line. Anton Lindholm on cross ice, but Pudas had vacated the zone. That gives Austria a chance. And trying to work his way to the front of the net was Zwerger, but he got poke checked on the play. Anton Lindholm gets tied up in behind the play with Zwerger. And a shot to the short side from Silverberg is grabbed and held by Starkbottom.
I'm guessing that the chances for Austria are going to be few and far between at times in this game, and for Zwerger to get into the position that he had there and still try to beat a man one-on-one from the hash marks in, I didn't think that was a great decision. Pull the trigger from there, at least get a shot on net, get some momentum going. To get poke checked and have it go the other way right off the bat, you're not in a shooting mode. I don't see that as being great.
Henrik Tomertis lets the shot go. Save made by Starkbaum. Sorensen trying to send that back down low into the corner for Everberg. But it gets jammed up, and then Delarose will send it deep. Nico Brunner, who played in Vienna last year after a number of years in Villach, clears this down the ice, and this will be an icing call.
The Austrians are going to be challenged to score some goals. They know that. They're going to need some big-time goaltending, and when you've got a guy 37 years old like Starkbaum in net, he knows what he's up against, and if he can pull off a couple of big saves early on here, he can give his team a lot of confidence. Perhaps they can loosen themselves up and perhaps take some chances and get those offensive chances and goals that they want.
And this will go by in a hurry for Austria. 7 games in 10 days.
Yikes.
In this tournament for Austria versus Sweden that will play 7 games in 12 days. Leo Carlson out to take the face-off.
Sometimes they say rest is overrated, but I never really bought into that. I think it was some coach that brought that up.
When he was playing 4 and 6 nights.
Yeah.
In across for Lucas Raymond. Raymond dishes it off. Nylander will leave it for Nemeth. Back it comes. Quick shot from the left circle by Carlson, and a good save by Starkbaum.
Yeah, Leo Carlson, one of the youngest players in this tournament, and he's going to be a big high draft pick coming up here. This is an excellent setup, and the young man does a real nice job of pulling the trigger. He's got some size, he's got some speed. Central Scouting loves him as the #1 pick in Europe.
As does TSN's director of scouting, Craig Button. And there is lots to love about Leo Carlson. Back at the line, Nylander will take the feed. Lucas Raymond holds it in, tried to send it down low. It came off a shin pad out to center. Lucas Bengtsson back in for Sweden. And David Mayer will take it. Mayer getting pressured there by Carlson. And then Carlson will get some help on the play. Dished off for Patrick Nemeth as he takes the pass from Nylander. Sweden getting the cycle going. Lucas Raymond will spin it all the way back in behind the net. David Mayer tried to send it on up the left side boards. Didn't get enough on him. And then Howden will come across and clear it out the neutral ice. Anton Lindholm will bank this off the boards in behind his own net. Sent ahead by Patrick Nemeth to center, no further. And Nickel will send this right back in for Austria. Lindholm, Colorado picked back in 2014 for Bengtsson. Bengtsson trying to drive the net. Back to the blue line, a shot in front, score! Shot from the line deflected. Was it Par Lindholm that got a stick on that? And Sweden with the early 1-0 lead.
Excellent attack. Berggren had the puck, got them into the zone, and you get everybody backed off, and they get control of the puck, and then just a really good redirection. Yeah, have your stick on the ice, the shot pass from the point. Nice heads-up play here. Yeah, there's very little. Look at the late reaction by Starkbaum. He just never got a bead on that. Lindholm doing a real nice job making himself available, and Sweden gets the start they want.
These teams met opening game of last year's championship, a 3-1 win for Sweden. So Par Lindholm with the goal on the redirect of the Berggren shot. There's a backhand to the short side. Off the stick of Oscar Lindberg, and a save made by Starkbaum. Karl Grundstrom for Silverberg. Silverberg trying to get that through a bunch of legs, unable to do that. Lindberg stays on it, gets to the forehand, gets it to Anton Lindbaum. Back it comes for Grundstrom. Gets it back into the corner, centering pass, and unable to get a stick on that was Lindberg, and it's stuffed out at center ice. Hudis quickly up for Grundstrom. Grundstrom will tee it up, save made. Dominic Heinrich on the loose puck. And he'll flip it out of harm's way, and Rasmus Sandin, who was terrific for Sweden in the 1-0 win, will clear this down the ice. And Sweden back in on the attack.
De La Rose just missed a gigantic chance there. Everybody thought it was going to be icing for a second. Sweden got to it. De La Rose coming late on the play, and it handcuffed him. The pass from behind the net went into his feet and right in that no man's land, and he never got much on it.
23 minutes for Rasmus Sandin the other night. That led Sweden in ice time. Everberg stuffs it behind the net for Marcus Sorensen. Reinbacher will send this ahead, and Marco Rossi goes after it. Rossi lost his footing, went down in the corner. In on the forecheck is Huber. In the long lead pass, they wave off icing, as they say David Mayer could have played it. Shots are 7-0 in favor of Sweden. In across for Nylander. Nylander takes it to the outside. Back it comes for Patrick Nemeth. That shot never got through. Carlson plays it around, trying to hold it in, and doing so was Bengtsson. And he'll put this in, and Starkbaum will make the save and hang on to it. 1-0 Sweden. So the early goal giving Sweden the lead, and Austria will play catch-up. Not dressed for Austria. Manuel Ganol is out. Steven Strong is out. And a couple of new faces coming into this game tonight for Austria. In place of those guys, Philip Wimmer is in. Lucas Staller is in. Nemeth trying to hold it in. Nemeth for Nylander. Nylander spins. Watched by Nickel. Nylander puts it behind the net, and Bernd Wolf will hustle across and come up with it. Wolf trying the bank pass for Ali Wakovitz. Just beyond his reach. To the backboards they go. Bengtsson got bodied into the back glass, and Sweden will carry out. Bengtsson will stuff this into the Austrian zone and scamper to the bench on the change. Dominic Heinrich up the boards. The pass failed to materialize. Trying to get a handle on it as Par Lindholm, the goal scorer in this game. Berggren will put it into the corner. And they will whistle play down as Andre Peterson joins the fray. Howdem is there, and they'll get a stoppage. And a penalty coming up.
I think too many men on the ice. Bad line change for Austria, and they get nailed with too many men on the ice. Those careless mistakes, those come back and really kick you. Sweden's already got good momentum from the goal that they scored, and now you give them a chance to build on it.
Roger Batter talked about discipline. They were down 2 men twice in yesterday's game. So by that count, they were shorthanded 5 times in the hockey game, but IIHF stats, they do not put that down as a 2 power play. So officially, they were only shorthanded 3 times, but by NHL statisticians, it's 5. And discipline, the bottom line, was an issue. This gets cleared all the way down the ice by Nico Brunner. And Henrik Tomernes back for Sweden. Sweden with the man advantage. Andre Peterson plays it back up top. Tomernes goes cross ice and then gets it back. Near side. Peterson tees it up, doesn't shoot it. Gets it down to the goal line, but unable to handle that pass was Oscar Lindberg. And it's cleared. Sweden 1 for 3 on the power play. The 1-0 win. The goal came with the man advantage. And Austria on the penalty kill, officially 1 for 3. But 4 or 5 would be a more accurate count. Back to the line for Sandin. Sandin plays give and go with Alex Nylander. Nylander back for Sandin. Sandin will go cross ice. Lucas Raymond trying to find some room. Raymond with the shot. That got blocked. And had it not stung the left foot of Ali Vukovic, he may have been able to break away there. Kept in at the line by Raymond. Trying to track it down on the wall. Leo Carlson knocked his man down, and the puck bounces to the line, and it does come out, and that'll do it for the power play. So no shots on that power play for Sweden. This game wraps up a busy weekend. 2 Friday, 3 yesterday, and 3 today. And a couple of good games, as there's Vukovic feeling the effects of that block. Oh, it was the right foot. I had the wrong foot.
That's a bad shot to take for Lucas Raymond. That's a forward up top there. Forwards are more likely to take chances like that. He was the last man trying to fit a puck through like that. It's lucky he did injure him enough. That's a flat-out breakaway, short-handed, and a chance for them to get back. Those low percentage play like that, you can't let that happen.
Icing here against Sweden. Action resumes tomorrow, the 4:20 game. Couple good games here tomorrow. Germany and USA. And then the nightcap tomorrow, Sweden and Finland. So it's a back-to-back situation for Sweden. Canada back in action tomorrow as well against Slovakia over in Riga. That's the 4:20 game there. And Latvia and Czechia, the nightcap over in Riga. And Czechia has just gone ahead of Kazakhstan over in Riga 1-0. Off the backboards, Wallstad down at the side of the net. Marco Rossi tried to stuff it in. Teammates with the Iowa Wild.
Nice calm job there by Wallstad. Just stay stuck to that near side post. You're going to get help from your D-man. You just can't let anything slither underneath you. Kicks the puck into the corner. Good coverage in front of the net. That's a nice job there by Pudas. He's not letting his man go for anything.
And outsized was Jonathan Pudas by Mario Huber. Play called and a penalty now coming to Sweden. So Austria down 1. Sam Hallam, the coach of Sweden. And Austria will go to the power play. For the first time in this game, Austria's power play 1 for 3 in the loss to France.
So Bengtson in the penalty box. This one happened rather quickly, and he was rather surprised by all this, but a chance here for a little momentum here for Austria. There's really very little, if any, momentum in this game at all, except for that goal being scored a minute or so here or there. A lot of stoppages.
Thomas Raffel, who had the goal yesterday for Austria, plays it back. Schneider gets it for Heinrich from the line. Couldn't drive the shot through. Tomernes breaks it up. And Henrik Tomernes will send this down the ice. Starkbaum will leave it for Peter Schneider. And here comes the Austrian power play. Schneider drops it off for Benjamin Nister. Heinrich back for Schneider to the front of the net looking for a tip. And broken up, and De La Rose will send it down the ice.
Yeah, Nister had his stick down, a little bit of a redirection. That one wasn't on target, but they're trying to recreate exactly what Sweden did to score their goal.
A couple of spinoramas there from Marco Rossi. Drops it back for Neubauer. Neubauer gets it on for Huber. Huber will play it back at the line. Rossi takes a look, sends it down to Huber and back for Rossi. Rossi being watched on the play by Dennis Everberg. Back at the line, Reinbacher plays it deep. Huber back for Reinbacher, plays it across, slap shot Rossi, good save Wallstad. And the loose puck is chopped away, and trying to break away was Dennis Everberg, but good recovery there by David Reinbacher, the 18-year-old. Jonathan Pudas sends it up at center for Silverberg. Through for Par Lindholm, backhand shot, save made. And Nickel will drop it back. And Howden, Lucas Howden will carry it in, gets the return pass. Good defensive play there by Patrick Nemeth to knock it away from Howden. Bern Wolf lets a wrister go from the line. And Jesper Wallstad takes it up high and hangs on to it. 1-0 Sweden here in the first. Real good round-robin preliminary round for Sweden last year. Just one loss. They were the only team to beat Finland. Then they lost to the United States in overtime, but then a quarterfinal exit with a loss to Canada.
So a lot to make up for. They're always one of the favorites, and after you finish a year like that, the next year's team highly motivated to keep up the Swedish tradition of getting back in that medal round. Ooh, there's a big collision there. Nemeth got the worst of that, I think, off the back of the head. He tried a hip check on Nickel.
Looked like Nickel got the stick up.
He did after the fact. Yeah, he didn't like the hit in the first place, but meanwhile, as they said, I think the worst of it ended up being on the Swede, Nemeth.
Nemeth with the puck. He'll send this out through center ice. Lucas Raymond hits the line, has Nylander with him, but it's intercepted by Ackerman. Plays it on for Neubauer. Neubauer will chip this in.
Ooh.
Huber goes in there and takes his man down, and Huber's going to go to the box as he Drills Rasmus Sandin down to the ice.
Yeah, it was two guys going for a puck, but Huber's a very big guy, and he just takes his arm and just goes, get out of here, to Sandin, and Sandin wasn't ready for it. He literally threw him down, and Huber's going to get 2 minutes for it. Watch this. Sandin is not ready. He gets leverage on him all right and gets, get out of here. Referee didn't like it either. And so that's a little too obvious when your arm is swinging away like that and the guy gets thrown down that violently. Sandin smart to at least hold his temper for now so that they get the power play.
It wasn't a slew foot. He didn't get the
no.
He didn't get his leg in there, but still. The referee deemed it to be a minor, and power play for Sweden. Alexander Nylander for Karlsson, back for Nylander, put it out front. And Silverberg couldn't get a stick on that. Lucas Raymond back in along with Karlsson. Karlsson back for Lucas Raymond, turns to the forehand and whipped it wide. Nylander back for Karlsson, back for Nylander. At the line for Rasmus Sandin. Good finish for Sandin after he went to the Washington Capitals. Scramble for a puck in the corner. David Mayer trying to track it down.
Yeah, I think Sandin was just a victim of that reorganization of the blue line that Toronto was going through heading into the playoffs, and so they moved him, and it'll refresh him.
Wrist shot, start bomb, good save off of Lucas Raymond.
Yeah, Lucas Raymond, a forward, but back in the point position for most of this power play, and he got a chance to move in. He can really rip the shot. And look at the penetration he got. He's below the top of the circle. An outstanding shot. The placement of that was really good. Couldn't really be any better. And then Starkbaum comes out and just barely kicks that leg out. Kind of an overloaded position there on the penalty kill. Too many guys on one side for Austria. That's what gave so much room up.
Henrik Tomarnis plays give and go with Peterson. Peterson trying to go cross ice. Good stick defensively there by Nickel. Kept in by Sweden, though. To the front of the net it comes. Ackerman had a chance to clear it and couldn't. And the power play continues as Tomarnis sends it over to Lindholm. Peterson takes a look, doesn't shoot it. Sends it back for Tomarnis and back for Peterson. And back for Tomarnis. Slap shot, right pad save made by Starkbaum.
They're going for those tips and deflections. There's no doubt about that. Tomarnis not hitting the slot, though. When they want the one-timer from the wing, he's got to put it in a better position if they're going to get a one-timer off the wing.
Mayer back into his own zone, pressured there by Grundstrom. Dying seconds of the man advantage for Sweden. Up top for Henrik Tomarnis. He rips that one from the line, went off the body and wide. Stuffed back out front. Grundstrom trying to get a stick on a bouncing puck, can't. And we will get a stoppage in play. 1-0 in the first, Sweden. Face off to the right of Starkbaum. Delarose, the former NHLer, Montreal draft pick, wins the face-off. Pudas the shot right on. Rebound, trying to stuff that in the backside with Marcus Sorensen. A lot of former NHLers on this Swedish roster. Everberg, Delarose, Sorensen.
Yeah, I think I counted up 7 that have at least been in the NHL a little bit. Most of them a lot. So you've got all that NHL experience, and they just got to get it together as one piece here. They're a little out of sync, to be honest here. They've had some close calls in this game. They've set up some nice plays, but there haven't been any finish. The pass into the scoring area has either been sort of off the heel of the stick or just not in a good enough spot for the one-timer. So the finish just not quite there for the Swedes yet.
Still some spots available on the roster for Sweden, and there continues to be talk inside the building and outside that William Nylander, now that Toronto is out, William Nylander will be making his way over, but nothing official from Sweden. 1-0 with the lead. Bengtsson carries this in, sends it in behind the net. Berggren trying to get a stick on it. After it is Andre Peterson, never did get to it, and cleared back out at center and back into the Swedish zone, where Bengtsson will have to retreat. His first World Championship, a couple of AHL seasons with Wilkes-Barre Scranton for Lucas Bengtsson. Twisting and turning, trying to work his way out of his own zone. Gets a little bit of help from Par Lindholm. Tomarnis will take the drop pass. Sweden will complete the line change. And it's on for Lindberg. Oscar Lindberg sends it all the way around the boards. Jakob Silfverberg, the captain of this team, and played back to the blue line. No one there. And Jesper Wallstad will come out of his net to stop it. Grundstrom fanned on his pass. The former Toronto Maple Leaf pick went to Los Angeles in the Jake Muzzin deal. Rasmus Sandin around the boards for Silfverberg. Through for Lindberg. On it goes Rasmus Sandin, joining the rush. Tried to drag it through, could not. Long slap shot from Huber. He does shoot the puck from anywhere, and he can shoot it. Back into the slot for Marco Rossi, and that shot didn't get through. Zwerger trying to center, gets it back to Reinbacher. Back for Rossi. Gets it back for Reinbacher, sets it up for Schneider. His shot, all sorts of bodies in front of the net. That shot never got through. Marco Rossi on it again. Rossi will leave it, short side try, and that got steered away.
Lindholm's doing a good job in front of the net, boxing out and coverage. There again, that's 3 times now for Lindholm, and he's causing a lot of frustration in front of the net there for Zwerger.
Nico Brunner comes back door, trying to get that to Marco Rossi. Wallstad is down, and the puck stays out. And Lucas Raymond will bring it down the ice. Got spilled for his effort. Wallstad will make sure that gets to the corner. Thomas Raffel tried to quickly get that to the front of the net. Fanned on a bouncing puck. Killian Zundell plays this deep. Taken by Raffel. Trying to center, and it comes on and off the stick of Nickel. Taken back in behind the net. At the line, Zundell. Plays it down low. Raffel went to the left point, but Thaler had jumped into the play. Zundell gets this out at center. Thaler couldn't handle it cleanly. And Eric Tomarnis has it. Tomarnis plays it through. Sorensen trying to bust his way in. Back to the line, kept in by Tomarnis, but only briefly as Killian Zundell is on it. This will get deflected inside the Swedish line. Jonathan Pudas on for Berggren. Berggren tried to get that to the front of the net. He was looking for Par Lindholm, and it comes out at center ice. Taken there by Paul Huber, and that will bring the first period to an end.
Austria spent a lot of time in their own zone. Sweden accomplished quite a bit, but again, their finish is just not quite there. They started going from shots from far out and try to get some tips and deflections, which is certainly not a bad idea, but Sweden not quite in sync yet either.
No finish for the Swedes is what you're saying. 13-8, the shots in favor of Sweden, and Sweden with the 1-0 lead.
In Riga, the score between Team Czechia and Team Kazakhstan is 2-0. Riga ottelussa Tsekki Kazakstan on ensimmäisessä erässä 2-0.
Here we go, boys. Blues home, white down first. White down. Play it back, white. Whoop. Hey. Good pass. Ho. Hey, guys. Hey, Willie. Easy. Play. Otherwise, but Keys goes around. Sticks. we go, boys.
Sweden with a 1-0 lead. Bernard Starkbaum faced 13 shots, 1 got by him. The other end of the ice, Jesper Wallstad faced 8, stopped 8. And Per Lindholm with the only goal in that opening period. There's young Leo Carlson, one of a handful of teenagers in this tournament.
Hey, gentlemen, first,
I like what he did in that first period. He looks a lot more comfortable than he did in that first game. Had the puck a little more, made some moves, was on the attack more than we saw him the other day.
Lucas Houdem on for Ali Wachowicz. Wachowicz trying to stuff this in, does. Wallstad couldn't trap it. Neubauer around the boards on the puck. Houdem. Wachowicz puts on the brakes, trying to lose the checking of Patrick Nemeth. Neubauer had it go off his stick. Or rather, Thaler, number 48. This gets played around the boards. Thaler trying to jam it out, can't. And back for Lucas Houdem. He'll play it on for Nickel. Nickel with the long pass for Wachowicz. And he'll send it in on Jesper Wallstad. Henrik Tomernes on for Per Lindholm. This gets to the blue line and no further. Cleared right back out. Second World Championship for Per Lindholm. And Jesper Wallstad will hang on to that.
Rasmus Sandin on a careful line change. He was smart. He was having trouble with his skate. He blew a tire just all by himself in the middle of the ice, and he was a little worried out there that he was going to get caught on an outnumbered attack or something, but he's over at the bench getting his skate looked at to see if they can get it fixed here on the bench without having to take it off.
Up through center for Berggren, and he'll send this in. Sends around the boards, Benjamin Nisner. Plays the pass up the middle. After it is Huber. He got tied up there with Anton Lindholm. Jonathan Pudas will put this in behind his own net. Lindholm trying to get a stick on it. Lindholm gets pressured there by Swerger. In with a big hit was Huber on Pudas, or on Lindholm, and it's cleared up through center. Andrew Peterson going after it. Peterson will play it around the boards. And Swerger plays it through. Huber with a nice little redirect there for Marco Rossi. And the puck rolls into the catching glove of Jesper Wallstad.
Terrific experience for Jesper Wallstad. Such a young goaltender. At some point, you got to get your feet wet. And this is as good a chance as any for Sweden to find out what he's got in a pressure situation. They've got some depth in that department. This is an interesting Swedish team. It doesn't have some of the big star-studded names that we've seen from them in the past, but it's certainly a solid team, and we know how the Swedish teams always play, and they certainly fit into that category. They're not going to give away an awful lot. They're going to be tight defensively, great as a group of 5, and They just have to find a way to get something rolling here on their offense.
Battle for a puck in the corner to the left of Starkbaum. It would have been icing, but Starkbaum came out and played it. Back it across for Neubauer. Lets the shot go, and Wallstad will kick that away. Wallstad's been to a couple of World Juniors back when Sweden had these great runs in the preliminary round at the World Junior. As we take a look at Sam Hallam in behind the bench for Sweden. What a success story he has been in Vaxio, winning another SHL championship this year. 21-22 at the World Junior. Wallstad was 1.62 with a 9.40 save percentage.
Being a successful coach in these kind of situations, it's about the chemistry. It's about leading them and not pushing too hard early, not pushing systems too hard. Let guys be themselves a little bit at the same time, setting the ground rules that this is how we're going to play and this is how our system works. And then the rest you have to leave up a lot of times to the experience in the locker room. Those are the guys that have to help the chemistry develop.
Everberg couldn't pick up that pass cleanly. Sorensen is on it. Hallam replaced Johan Garpenlov. And Johan Garpenlov took a lot of heat a couple of years ago, and then last year they got off to the good start in the preliminary round. Now, I mentioned this earlier, the quick exit in the quarterfinals to Canada, but Johan Garpenlov knew he was done at the end of last year anyway, so Sam Hallam is the new head coach of the national team for Sweden.
Well, look, in the NHL, we always say, especially these days, the playoffs, where you finish in the regular season, doesn't matter. Just get in there. Well, you can about double or triple that when it comes to this format, right? Just get in. It doesn't matter how you get there. As long as your game is coming around and it's what you do in these single elimination situations, and that's the pressure of it. You have to be able to handle the swings and momentum.
And across the line, nice move from the outside in by Carlson. You're right, Brian. Leo Carlson has been very, very visible in this game tonight.
Yeah, you can't blame him. You know, that first shift, all these first game, you just got to get a feel, and you feel a little bit out of sorts. You can imagine being such a young guy playing against these men, but now he's been convinced, like, hey, I can do this. And nothing can speed that up. No words can speed that up until he gets to that place in his mind, and he's gotten there fast.
And across for Nylander. Nylander stripped to the puck as he tried to go outside, inside at the line. Back for Oliver Ackerman, drops it for Zwerger. Zwerger pitches that to the front of the net. Huber's after, tried to get that back in behind the net, but it was blocked. And Patrick Nemeth will take it away for Sweden. Nemeth uses the net to lose the checking of Huber. And now Ackerman on the puck and back into his own zone. Wimmer will send this in. Nemeth plays it on for Peterson. Peterson through for Par Lindholm. Lindholm played in Skellefteå this past season after a year in the KHL. There's a look at Leo Carlson.
Sweden is doing a good job of just getting shots through from everywhere. They have net front presence. They've gone definitely for a lot of tips and deflections. And that one was Raymond in front of the net. They got a little piece of it, not quite enough. Looks like a definite strategy that they have. They're not going to overpass, not going to go east-west a lot. They're getting it back to the point, getting bodies in front, making those shot passes, most of the time keeping the shots low from the point.
This will be an icing call, so two things. Number one, happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Absolutely, happy Mother's Day.
Yes, and we were talking about Sweden's ups and downs. Gold in 2017 beat Canada. Gold in 2018 beat Switzerland. 2019 lost in the quarterfinals to Finland, finished 5th. There was no World Championship in 2020. It was supposed to be in Switzerland. 2021 they finished 9th. And then in 2022, last year, they finished in 6th with that quarterfinal loss to Canada.
So 5th, 9th, and 6th in the last 3 championships that have been held. And for Sweden's terms, yeah, they're feeling it right now. And that's the way it should be. When you're a country like Sweden and they have the pride that they have in their country, in their sport, to come back and have an appearance in the medal round and go as high as you can. This is a big priority for them this year.
And I know for North Americans, Canadian hockey players and fans, more fans than hockey players, for where I'm going with this. It's all about the Stanley Cup, and as it should be. But for European teams, this World Championship means something.
No doubt.
Sorensen, former NHLer with San Jose and Ottawa, cleared in. Center to the short side. Sorensen scores. Sorensen takes the pass to the short side of the net and finds the back of the net with it on a drive by De La Rose.
Yeah, De La Rose using that speed. Really noticed him in game one a couple of times where De La Rose to really turn the Jets on. He's got some great speed, and he loves to attack wide. And when he gets the pass, he doesn't care that he can't get to the front of the net. It's those short side plays, and this was an almost accidental goal. He makes a nice play here. Sorensen does get a pretty good shot on it. It looked better in that one, but he kind of whiffed on it almost a little bit. It traveled up the blade of his stick and traveled up high enough that it went up over the shoulder of Starkbaum, so ended up being the perfect shot on sort of an off-speed pitch.
He sandwedged it in, but it might have been a penalty because he may have hit it twice. So it may have been a one-stroke penalty. But a 2-0 lead now for Sweden. So De La Rose with the net drive. Dominic Heinrich will play this in. Sweden back in action tomorrow night against Finland. Great hockey rivalry. Played to an open corner. Austria will have tomorrow off, and then a couple of back-to-backs, Tuesday, Wednesday, Denmark, USA, and then Friday, Saturday, Germany and Finland. So it doesn't get any easier.
I think the biggest thing facing Sweden for this tournament is somebody's got to get hot offensively. Somebody's got to be that trigger man where they feel like they've got that confidence. Yeah, he's really going. Because when they get up against the Finlands and the USAs and everybody else, the offense has got to be there. So they've scored 3 goals so far. It's not a ton, but I guess it's a start.
12:44 left to go, period 2. '23 IIHF World Championship. We were here a year ago, and it was a terrific event, and back in Tampere again this year. Nylander will skate this in. Nylander takes a bump on the far side boards from Nico Brunner, and we get a stoppage in play.
I don't know if Austria has it in them, but if they can play even a rougher style than they are right now and try to slow some of these Swedes down a little bit. The Swedes are starting to get a couple of key guys. We talked about De La Rose a moment ago, and with the room that they have here on this ice surface, when he could drive wide and really drive the defenders back, and if you can't get to the front of the net, get to the back of the net, it really starts to open things up. And the way to stop that, of course, is to dissuade them by catching them along the wall and softening them up a little bit with some big hits. So we'll see if Austria goes that route or if they're going to spend all their time trying to think about how they're going to manage the puck in and out of their own zone. Both are important.
Par Lindholm to take his face off against Ackerman. Lindholm had the opening goal of this game. And then just moments ago, Marcus Sorensen increased Sweden's lead to 2-0. David Mayer plays this down the boards, and this is going to be another icing call. You talked about this in the previous game, that those long stretch passes, the attempted long stretch passes, and they keep bringing the faceoff back into your zone because they go for icing. Eventually, they're going to bite you.
Yeah, exactly. Efficiency on faceoffs is always important, and if you keep doing it and missing it all the time, yeah, you're playing with fire here because, yeah, you're back inside your own zone, and this is something that's not gone well for Austria so far in this game, being in their own end. And
like the NHL, you're not allowed the line change, so. Peterson in on the forecheck, but it's cleared around. Rasmus Sandin takes a bump there from Neubauer. Sandin sends it cross ice, and Sweden right back in with Tomerdus. Sandin was in the high slot. Stick ready. Pass never came. Flipped up to center and no further. By Wimmer and right back in for Berggren. Berggren gets tied up. Had a good season in the NHL last year. Berggren stays with it. And this goes off a stick to the corner. And Sweden will start a line change. Taken through center ice by Wimmer. Ackerman makes his way to the bench as Austria will start a change as well. Through the middle for Oscar Lindberg. Nickel in behind his own net. Jonathan Pudas is going to trap it there. And Pudas will play this back down low. Terrific offensive defenseman here in Sweden is Jonathan Pudas. His 5th year in Skellefteå, 11 goals and 45 points this past season.
We haven't seen them activate those guys a whole lot, though. Whether it's from the blue line in or, getting up on the rush from time to time, certainly, but not on a regular basis. And maybe that's part of the reason why that just the rhythm is just not quite there for Sweden. I know it sounds like I'm picking them apart. They're up by 2-0 in this game, and they are a careful defensive team. They are, but that's their DNA. That's the way the Swedes play. But at the same time, they're just, to me, they're just a little bit something. The engine's not smoothed out all the way yet, and maybe some of that might be some of their D-men, getting involved in the rush from the blue line in or from their own end up, and just freeing things up a little bit of hesitancy in their game overall. But otherwise, they're solid, and they're certainly not giving up much for Austria to work with.
Czechia still leading its game over in Riga by a score of 2-0. Canada back in action tomorrow as well. United States back in action tomorrow. Dominic Heinrich sends it across. Killian Zundell sends it down the right side, gets deflected in. Nemeth goes in after it. Nemeth gets knocked down and separated from the puck by Schneider. Dominic Heinrich, first shot, that was blocked. Second shot deflected. And Wallstead just got enough of it. Back at the line, another quick shot and another save by Wallstead. So a little bit of pressure now from Austria. Benjamin Nisner for Raffel. Raffel spins off a check, trying to get it back for Nisner. Nisner's on it, puts it back in behind the net. And finally grabbed and a little bit of room. And that gets cleared out. And Bengtsson with the lead pass, and then Bengtsson just dodged a big check.
All right, hockey fans, it is time to show your tournament outfits. The
last 7 World Championships. Canada 3 gold, Sweden 2 gold, Finland 2 gold. But from an IIHF level, it has been a terrific run for Finland. Defending champions here a year ago. Lost the opening game. Nylander steals. Nylander trying to bust his way in a diving play to get back and clear that away defensively by David Reinbacher. NHL scouts will be reaching for their iPads to make a note of that one. He will go fairly early in this upcoming draft.
When forwards go deep in the zone and loop around behind the net and start coming up back towards the blue line, and they turn it over, they don't realize that you just can't make some kind of plays back there. As soon as you turn it over, it's basically a breakaway. At the very least, it's an outnumbered attack. Their awareness just seems to leave them when they end up coming, back towards their own end. It's strange to me, but I guess, defensemen are used to having plays along the offensive blue line, and certain things are a no-no. There are certain times where you just have to get rid of it, get it in the corner, get it off the end wall. You can't make, risky plays. But when forwards get back there on the point, it happens on the power play sometimes too. When you put a forward on the point, they want to make plays that they would make at the hash marks and you shouldn't be making at the blue line.
This gets stuffed out to center ice and then whipped right back in by Anton Lindholm. Par Lindholm in on the forecheck. Berggren is into the mix as well. Par Lindholm comes up with it. In it goes for Peterson, and Andre Peterson with a terrific chance. And he missed the target. Jonathan Pudas will drop it back for Par Lindholm. Knocked off of his stick, but kept in at the line by Anton Lindholm. Now a delayed offside against Sweden. And that will allow Philip Wimmer some time to set things up for Austria. 8 to go here in the second period. Dennis Bayak, Brian Ingblom, Bucky Buchanan, our producer here in Tampere. Silverberg to the short side. Starkbaum had the left pad down.
That was a smart pass across or off the side of the net. That's intelligent. Rather than try to sweep it right through hard, right through the crease and off the far wall and maybe out of the zone. That was smart by Silverberg. He almost put it off the short side of the net, keep it in play.
Silverberg centers back into the high slot. Lindberg with the shot. Save made by Starkbaum. And now taken and cleared out of harm's way by Paul Huber. Out of Graz. And an icing call against Austria.
Dennis, over the years, when you look at Sweden and Finland in particular, the way they've played generation after generation, that you've seen so many of these world championships, you know what you're going to see, right? Every time you see these two teams. Structure gives players a purpose. Absolutely, it's necessary. But I've always believed star players win you championships. And if you get so caught up in your structure all the time, you're missing the boat sometimes. And I feel like sometimes coaches structure themselves into the ground and hamstring some of their star players. And I think Sweden and Finland have had that happen to them at times over the past years.
And it plays a part in this. You're very right, because you have teams that come from different systems, and yet they do have a tendency to play that same system. But
there are times in the game where, yeah, you're down in the game, things are going sideways, and you need something. I don't know if coaches do it often enough. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Ali Wakovic takes the pass from Marco Rossi, and the shot off the left pad of Wallstad. Rasmus Sandin puts this in behind the net. Ali Wakovic trying to center it. Sandin tracks it down. Wakovic lines him up. And it comes around where it gets cleared off the boards and sent back down the right side wall by Bengtsson.
So back on that subject, I don't know if it happens much anymore in today's coaches, where things are going sideways, you're down on the scoreboard, where you go to your star player, especially if he's a defenseman who can really change the tempo of a game. I'll use Victor Hedman as an example because everybody knows him so well. You go and pat him on the back and say, hey, Victor, we need you to go do your thing. It's not for the rest of the game until sort of further notice, you know, and like he knows what to do. That's just the best example I can think of. And then you tell the rest of the bench, hey, Victor's going to go, and we need some forwards swinging underneath him, make sure we cover up. That changes things. Do you know what that does? It sends an exhilaration, not just through Victor Hedman, but through the whole rest of the team. And then it can change what's gone sideways for you. Even if you don't score a goal, I think it changes the momentum in the thought process and inspires others to do things. Rather than systematically try to get yourself back in the game all the time, I don't see that happening very often. And in a one-shot game, you have to be able to turn the momentum around. You need big plays at key times. And if you don't let your big dogs eat, then I think you're missing the boat.
And a good example there, certainly, with Victor Hedman. This is knocked down with a high stick. Right there. And then they waited for it to come down to see who was going to play it. And the face-off to the left of Starkbaum. De La Rose wins the draw, back for Jonathan Pudas. Shot stopped by Starkbaum. Loose puck in front. And De La Rose goes in there and just levels.
Did he ever?
Nisner. Puck comes around the boards and Benjamin Nisner's on it. Sends it through for Schneider. The pass failed to materialize and right back in for Sweden. Peter Schneider giving chase, and Schneider wins that battle, and the puck is back out at center ice. Quick up on the left side, save made on the shot from Grundstrom and grabbed off by Dominic Heinrich. And then the 291s go at it in behind the Austrian net. Benjamin Nisner runs out of room, and Dominic Heinrich will play it back into his own end. Snapped up for Huber. Missed him, but I think it hit the linesman. Negated an icing call. Zwerger back in, but Patrick Nemeth takes it, and Nemeth will play it out at center. Good move there to not play it by Nico Brunner. It may have been too many men on the ice. Shot to the short side by Marco Rossi, and Wallstead will hang on to that.
It's time to show some love. You can fly.
.49 second period, and Sweden hanging on to that 2-0 lead. Sweden coming off the 1-0 win in the opening game over Germany. And Austria lost a tough one in overtime to France. Carl Lindholm lets the shot go. That's off a stick and wide. Lindholm tracks it down. Gets it for Peterson. Peterson pitched it to the side of the net. Berggren trying to dig it free. And it's back out and out of play, and we get a stoppage.
Boy, we've had a lot of those. It's just not been a flow game, that's for sure. And it hurts some players on both teams. The guys that do want to go, want to grab it and go and get some momentum, and that needs to have some line changes, you know, on the fly. Get 2 or 3 lines out there in a row before you get the next whistle or more. Even better sometimes for some of these guys who go 5 or 6 minutes without a whistle. Now plays start to get made, and then of course line changes on the fly mean mistakes.
Sandin, the shot, the tip in the high slot. Getting a stick on that was Leo Carlson. Nylander back for Carlson. Carlson twists away from the checking of Mayer. Carlson will send it on. Lucas Raymond on the loose puck, holds it in, banks it for Tomernes. Tomernes circles. Tomernes cross ice for Sandin. It is total puck control right now on this shift for Sweden. Lucas Raymond sends it all the way around for Nylander. Alexander Nylander, tight turns against the checking of Paul Huber. Gets it back for Lucas Raymond. Blue line it comes, Sandin, Tomernes, Sandin. Sandin walks it in, backdoor play. It was there, and Lucas Raymond couldn't get enough on it. But what a shift here for this line.
They're just trying to work the fatigue factor. It's a really smart thing. Second period, but Austria is able to get a wholesale change.
Shot, save made, rebound. Brunstrom trying to take it to the net. Intercepted and cleared up at center. Fowler will carry this in for Austria. Fowler and Pudas to the corner boards. Brunstrom there to try and help out. Lucas Howdem comes up with it for Austria. Howdem twisting and turning out of the corner. Howdem will drop it back. Bernd Wolf goes to the front of the net looking for Wukovitz. And intercepted and cleared by Sweden. The center and no further.
A shift like that for Sweden is a great tactic in the second period. Just run them around. Defense takes energy, and you have a lot of anxiety, which takes your legs away too. You run them around, and even if you don't score, they did get a line change, but while the line change is happening, they did get a really good scoring chance coming back the other way.
Peter Schneider takes this into the Sweden zone. Brunstrom on it, turned over. Schneider dishes it off, and a blast by Benjamin Nistner. And a good save by Jesper Wallstedt.
Yeah, Wallstedt really looking fine here. You go long stretches and you don't see a shot, keeping your head in the game, all part of being a young player. A chance for Sweden there, just jumped over the stick. Get a good look. That was Lucas Raymond jumping down the backside there. It looked like the puck wouldn't lay flat. Just took a little hop skip over his blade because they hit the open side of the net.
Wonder if Ackerman just didn't get a piece of it.
Could be.
In across for Bengtsson. Back it comes for Peterson. Peterson's shot, that got blocked. Thomas Rothel got his stick in front of that. Berggren clears it back down low. Peterson on for Nemeth. Patrick Nemeth scores! Patrick Nemeth from the line. Par Lindholm very close to being in the paint. And Bernard Starkbaum, I think, looking over at the bench, wondering or not there was some goaltender interference on this.
Yeah, the referees are conferring too. It is an excellent screen, but is this goaltender interference? How far does he back up? It's hard to tell there. From that angle, looks like he's fine.
Yep.
I don't think he touched him. There was a conversation here. Nemeth just makes a really good heads-up shot. He's got time and room, and that is the perfect screen. Unless there was interference with the stick, I still get a real good look there to see if there was any contact at all. It doesn't look like it. It looks like we're going to get a face-off, but yeah, Patrick Nemeth can definitely thank Par Lindholm for that goal.
So a 3-0 lead now for Sweden. The goal by Nemeth coming late here in the second period, and that may be enough. Rasmus Sandin. There's some swagger to Sweden's game here in the last 10-12 minutes.
Yeah, they've been looking for it, and they're starting to find it. Oh,
big
what a hit!
As Reinbacher gets dumped.
He's hurt. He's hurt.
You do not like to see that. Draft eligible.
Yeah. That was Sandin coming across, the old-fashioned hip check. And boy, did he make contact. Look at 38 coming across here. And what they're going to worry about is the puck was already off his stick. And the landing was no good either. That hurt him both ways. And he moves the puck ahead. slow motion is hard to tell. You see the impact there, but it's unfair to judge how far unless you run it real speed to see if Sandin was wrong in coming in late on the play. Now, I don't see, and there's nobody in the penalty box, meaning Sandin is not in the penalty box, because I can hear already people watching that go, oh, it's late, you know, because the puck is off the stick. That's slow-mo, and it's unfair to do that. You have to do it at real speed, and the referees saw it at real speed. They saw it as a good, clean hip check. That's the way I saw it, too. He just wasn't ready for it. It was an unfortunate finish the way he fell.
Grabbed his left leg as soon as he hit the ice. The bad news is he limped off the ice. The good news is he's still on the bench.
Yeah. I mean, that was a double whammy, because I'll bet you that thigh area is not feeling too good from the initial impact of the head and the landing on top of it.
Peterson to the outside into the final 40 seconds here, period number 2. Peterson gets tied up in the corner. Ackerman trying to get a stick on it, can't, but it does come loose. And Henrik Neubauer will flip this back, and Jonathan Pudas hustles back for Sweden. SHL Defenseman of the Year. Pass gone by for Pudas. That award in the SHL, by the way, named after Boreas Salming. Bern Wolf will send this back down into the corner. And the second period will come to an end. A good period for Sweden, and a 3-0 lead after 40 minutes.
Oh, and some bad blood starting to get stirred up here right at the very end of the period. Lucas Raymond not too happy, but the Swedes are starting to get their game going now. That second period was really good. They're starting to wear Austria down.
There's David Reinbacher giving that leg a test. 40 minutes done. Sweden is up by a score of 3-0.
The score between Team Czechia and Team Kazakhstan is 2-1. Riikassa tilanne ottelussa Tsekki Kazakstan on 2-1.
Ja, Boys, trotzdem weiterkämpfen. Ja. Oder Schuss. Du musst unbedingt was machen. Ja.
IIHF, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Offside! Play. Woo! Play! Good race, boys. Good race. Play! Looking good, man. Looking good. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! No. Good. Good. Good.
Lindholm, vaikka 38 6.
Action, boys! Hey!
So 3-0 Sweden with the lead. And it's still a discussion. Schneider over discussing things with the referees. Here's a look at Jesper Wallstad. Has been rock solid in goal, stopped all 16 that he has faced. And Bernard Starkbaum has faced 22, has had more traffic. 3 have gotten by him, and third period about to get going here in Tampere.
Here we go, boys. Let's finish hard. White stick down first. White down. Blue.
So the third period gets going. Sent around the boards and up for Lucas Howden. Howden gets to the line. That's as far as he gets. And cleared right back in. And back for it will go Nickel. Sends it on for Howden. Cross ice pass never does get to the intended receiver. Now it does. Neubauer up for Thaler. Thaler couldn't handle it cleanly and grabbed off by Lucas Raymond. Turns it over. Ali Wakovitz tried to get that in front. Thaler was all tied up by Nemeth. Shot from the near side boards from Killian Sundell. That missed the net. Nylander will put this in behind his own net. Heads to the bench to complete the change. Tomernes, little delay through center. Sends it on for Berggren. Berggren back to the front of the net looking for Par Lindholm. Will carry him around the boards and back to neutral ice. Benjamin Nister drops for Raffel. Raffel puts on the brakes. Went down to one knee. Rasmus Sandin comes up with the puck. And it's on for Par Lindholm. Lindholm will jam it ahead. Berggren was heading to the front of the net, and the pass from Peterson never did get through. And bounced back out at center, and Putis is on it. For Anton Lindholm, and Lindholm will send it back for Putis. Putis up the middle. Grundstrom couldn't handle it cleanly. And now Huber will hustle in after it. Mario Huber trying to swing it to the front of the net. It got blocked, gets it again, sends it in, delayed offside. They clear the zone, and Huber comes charging in.
That whole sequence went sideways because Putis, out of the corner of his eye, made a pass laterally to the referee. He thought his partner was there, but it was actually to the ref, and then he went, whoops, we got to track this down. So they end up staying in their own zone.
Marco Rossi with the steal. Rossi sends it back to the line. Slap shot. That got blocked as Nickel stepped into it. Comes out, and Philip Wimmer will send it in, and we'll have a wholesale change for Austria. Wimmer going back for it, and this is going to be an icing call.
Well, for Sweden at this point in, it's going to be about managing the game, and that's what you're going to see. They will control the puck. They won't be in any hurry. They're going to force Austria to come and get it and try to force them into mistakes. Sweden knows how to play this game. take their time coming out of the zone, pick their way through the neutral zone, wait for mistakes, wait for them to push a little too hard in the wrong direction, and take advantage of them and try to build the lead. And for Austria, they're going to have to put some pressure on. If you wait too long, you got to pick up 3 goals here, not just 1.
Rasmus Sandin will hold this in at the blue line, only temporarily, and now the lead pass. Neubauer will get to center, tries to squeeze his way past Dennis Everberg, can't, and Henrik Tomarnis will go back on for Rasmus Sandin. That's been the busy defense pair for Sweden. 14 minutes and 20 seconds for Tomarnis after 2 periods, and Sandin right behind him at 14 minutes and 15 seconds. Maybe the most impressive stat of this game, Jacob De La Rose has won 11 of 12 faceoffs that he has taken.
That'll be a big part of the game. He's going to be out there a lot here in this 3rd period. His coach is well aware of that, and managing the game starts with faceoff.
Lucas Howdem stopped at the Sweden line. Pudas will carry it in. The shot goes off a stick and wide. Nylander takes this to the outside. Shot and a glove save made by Starkbaum, and he will hang on.
And we have not seen Reinbacher anywhere, and I don't expect to, not the way he limped off, getting hit that hard right at the end of the period. They're going to take good care of him, so I'm sure he's in the back getting treatment. No sign of him on the bench, no sign of him on the ice. Unfortunate, we hope not too bad. We
are trying to get an update on his status, but not sure how successful Lindsay Hamilton will be. But we've sent her on a mission. Shot from the line by Anton Lindholm. That is grabbed and held by Starkbaum.
The details of the game start with faceoffs and the offensive zone for Sweden, protecting the lead, making the right kind of shots from the point, taking more faceoffs in the offensive zone. Everything's all good for them, not taking any big chances in crazy places like out at the blue line and trying to get too fancy. Those are the things the coaching staff will be looking for.
Short side try, that got turned aside. Out it comes, and Lucas Raymond couldn't get a shot away. Back down for Raffel. Dominic Heinrich, the defenseman, joins the rush. The pass was beyond his reach. And Nylander will control. Czechia leading Kazakhstan over in Riga. And these 2 games will conclude a very busy weekend. Each team will have played twice. To the front of the net it comes, and grabbed off by Zwerger. He couldn't get anywhere. Peterson will send it back down around the net. Berggren going after it. It pops loose. And back up the ice for Nico Brunner. And Andre Peterson spilled at center ice and gets up a little slowly as he makes his way back to the Swedish bench. And there's a shot from the high slot from Jonathan Berggren, and that goes over top the net and out of play.
There's a difference between being reckless and just grabbing the puck and trying to go in every single situation. That's where Peterson kind of tweaked himself up there. He did a good job. He turned the Jets on defensively, do a nice job to get back as Nico Brunner was trying to get up the ice. But Brunner was trying to take some control there and get up the ice with some speed, drive wide, and get the puck into the zone. That's not reckless, and it's not what I'm talking about for Austria. It's just a matter of they need some guys to take some initiative for sure and get that puck into the Swedish zone for a while.
Traffic in front. Starkbaum getting involved there with Grundstrom. The intended pass back to the blue line for Bengtstrom never got there, and he'll chase this back into his own zone. Bengtson delays, comes near side for Henrik Tomarnis. Tomarnis will snap it around the boards. Starkbaum stops it. Gives it for Bernd Wolf, and Bernd Wolf will play it ahead for Thaler. And we'll just send this back into the Swedish zone where Rasmus Sandin goes after it, leaves it for Tomarnis. Tomarnis is getting chased there by Wakovitz.
In the nearly 2 complete games that we've seen Sweden play here, Tomernis has that calmness about him. When he gets out on the ice there and things are going sideways, he has a way of just sort of grabbing it and getting it back under control, making a good play defensively, making that one pass. But there's a presence there from Tomernis about what he's able to do for Sweden when things are not going the right way.
He's going to move from Switzerland to Sweden next year. He'll play for Frölunda. He's been in Geneva playing there as captain of the team. Championship for him. Raffel will bring this in for Austria. Dennis Everberg carries back, puts it off the backboards. First on the puck, swings it around to the right point. Putis off the bench will send it back for Everberg. 13 to go here in the third. Everberg tried to get it back to Putis, and it came off the boards with a bit of a skip to it.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been that difficult. Starkbaum really mismanaged that puck. It's fortunate for him, I think, that they finally got it out over the blue line and forced a regroup here for Sweden. But Starkbaum seemed like a pretty easy play. I know it took a funny hop, but still, he made that look more difficult than it needed to be.
Sweden has had some success as of late. There was 3 Euro tournaments this season, and Sweden won all 3.
Over break, -8.
Net comes off the pegs. We will get a stoppage in play with 12:22 to go. Update on David Reinbacher from Lindsay Hamilton. Reinbacher will not return in this game tonight. He is on his way to get checked out at the hospital.
They're not going to take any chances with him, with anybody for that matter, but this young man, they want to make sure that they're taking care of him, so I'm sure they're going to get some pictures of his leg and see if there's anything seriously wrong there.
Redirect from a sharp angle by Lucas Raymond. That goes wide short side. Raymond stays on it, spins off a check, drops it off for Nylander. Nylander tried to work it into the slot, drops it back for Bengtsson, lets the shot go off the left shoulder. Bernard Starkbaum. Sweden again with some pressure. Patrick Nemeth takes it to the corner, sends it back up top. Near side slap shot from Lucas Raymond. That got stopped. Cleared back out at center and quickly right back in for Lucas Bengtsson. Off the sideboards, Neubauer will send it in. Tomernis plays it on for Par Lindholm, and Lindholm will send it on for Andre Peterson. He tried to get it back to Par Lindholm. And Ali Wakovitz tries to turn it up ice. Long lead pass. Good hustle there by Fowler to negate an icing call, and that forced Tomernis to throw it into high gear to get back for that loose puck. In across the line, Par Lindholm drops it off into the slot. The one-timer from Rasmus Sandin went off somebody and wide, and in the meantime, Peterson ended up in the net.
Yeah, so any shot that went into the net, I'm sure wouldn't have counted, because Peterson was on his way to the net, and he ended up a little farther into it than he had hoped. He got pushed in, but it doesn't matter. Tweaks up the goaltender. Got pushed by the defenseman Wolf. But as of the last 5 or 6 minutes with a 3-0 lead, and you can't ask Sweden to play a better defensive game. I mean, they are strangling any hope out of Austria here. Austria can't get anything mounted. They can barely get through the neutral zone, or if they do get in to Sweden's end, it's not lasting very long. The efficiency level here from the guys in blue, really good.
Well, Austria will, barring a major comeback, will enjoy the day off tomorrow, get a bit of a rest, and go into game 3 with the loss to Sweden and then the overtime loss to France. This gets banked off the boards. Grundstrom trying to handle a bouncing puck. Anton Lindholm will send it across for Nemeth into the back half of the 3rd period here in Tampere. Nemeth gets tied up in the corner as he and Mayer go to the corner boards. The 2-12s do a little rustling in the corner. Slap shot by Swerger. Save made by Jesper Wallstad. And we'll get a stoppage in play. 3-0 Sweden on TSN.
Let's see if we can make a wave around the arena.
Lukas Sedlak, by the way, has his 3rd of the tournament over in Riga, Czechia, with a 3-0 lead on Kazakhstan. And he moves into a tie for top spot for goal scoring at this World Championship. This gets cleared back in. Bengtsson goes after it. On for De La Rose. On for Dennis Everberg, and he'll chip it off the boards and down into the Austrian zone. Rossi. This gets stopped at the line and cleared in. Through the middle with some speed. Nylander drops it back. Short side, scores. Leo Carlsson will get his first World Championship goal on a beautiful 3-way passing play, and Sweden in full command.
Boy, that'll add to the confidence level of Leo Carlsson, who's had a really strong game here tonight in his 2nd game with the Swedish team. The attack through the middle here, and just a beautiful setup by Raymond. Lucas Raymond has that ability. Take the zone and then start going east-west. And you see how farther and farther back the Austrian defense have to go. So he's created room for himself. And when they finally put the brakes on, timing is everything. And Leo Carlsson obviously has a knack for that. He just drifts outside. The beautiful pass. The goaltender's committed. And it's a pretty easy one for Leo Carlsson to put in the back of the net. That's a nice way to show that Sweden is really in command of this game from here to the end.
Assisted by 23, Lucas Raymond.
So Lucas Raymond and Alexander Nylander with the assist. Leo Carlsson 6'3", 194. Rasmus Sandin lost his bucket, has to scamper over to the Swedish bench, and Henrik Tomarnes has the puck. Clear to the near corner. Killian Zundell sends it up at center. Berggren's there to break it up for Sweden. On for Jonathan Pudas. Pudas comes back near side. Carl Lindholm, who had the game's opening tally, and that stands as the winner right now. 4-0 in this one, and Sweden coming off the 1-0 win yesterday over Germany. Germany and the U.S. tomorrow, the first game here in Tampere, and then Sweden and Finland. And another full building expected tomorrow night.
Really looking forward to that one. The emotional level of that will be off the chart.
The atmosphere in this building last night for Finland, Germany was absolutely terrific. And a great game to go with it.
Then you bring Sweden in to play them on top of it. That'll be the kicker.
Puck bounces around at center ice. Then grabbed off, and Patrick Nemeth will take this back into his own zone. Canada swings back into action tomorrow as well against Slovakia. That's the first game in Riga. And Czechia and Latvia will wrap it up there tomorrow night. Long lead pass. That goes off the shaft of a stick. That negates any icing on the play. Everberg will chip it off the glass. Sorensen is after it. Sorensen got stopped at the blue line by Nico Brunner. Right back in for Dennis Everberg. Former Colorado Avalanche scores! Dennis Everberg snaps that one from the high slot. And it finds its way to the back of the net. And a 5-0 lead for Sweden.
It's a good shot, but it's a stoppable shot, and I think this is kind of mental fatigue for Starkbaum, the goaltender for Austria. They've been defending so much, and you can feel that there isn't much hope of getting any goals offensively, so a little bit of lapse in judgment there, take his eye off the puck a little bit. Yeah, it got tweaked up a little bit, but still a stoppable puck.
Dave Kickard, by the way, the netminder that was involved in the game yesterday, the overtime loss to France, is not dressed in this game. Dressed as the backup is David Manleader, who had great numbers this past season. But David Kickard was very good, stopped 26 of 28 in that loss to France, and it's expected that he will be asked to carry the mail in the big games for Austria. Rasmus Sandin, the shot that goes off Everberg. Tomernes.
Managing your goaltenders for, you know, whichever situation you're in, whether it's Austria or whether it's Sweden or the U.S. or Finland, managing your goaltenders throughout the tournament is an interesting problem at times, right? Do you just ride one guy all the way through? Where do you fit in your second guy? Are you even sure who your #1 guy is? All these things are extremely important because along the way, yeah, okay, you can say, well, yeah, let's get both guys in, but maybe the first game doesn't go the way you want. Now you're already second guessing, right? There's a lot of stuff that goes into just managing the goaltenders, never mind what's happening up front, and is your power play working, how's your penalty killing, and how are you getting out of your own zone. A lot of headaches for coaches in strategy when it comes to these tournaments.
And then the schedule comes into play, and in Austria's situation, 7 games in 10 days with 3 sets of back-to-back. So
ugly. Yeah.
More into managing your netminders.
Yeah. Well, all those back-to-backs, that's why, I mean, it is pretty much, it's pretty impossible to play one guy all the way along. But strategically, when do you play who is huge, because you give up too many points. You know, if you're a team that's a favorite, or maybe middle of the road is a better example, and you're iffy about even getting into the medal round, who do you play when? And you find out halfway through a game that we played the second guy and he doesn't have it tonight. You know, how quickly do you go back to the #1 guy? All of those things man, it keeps the coaches up at night trying to work their way just to get into the medal ring.
Yep, and add into it that Hungary is the last game on the schedule of the round robin for Austria, so they want to make sure that whoever the #1 goalie is going to be ready for that one. We'll see how important that game is going to be. Just under 4 to go. Per Lindholm will bring this in. Lindholm will drop it back. Tomernes tees it up, looking for a tip in front from Peterson. Got deflected, and Raffel will send it on and on for Schneider. Schneider will chip it off the boards. It doesn't get deep. Cleared back down, goes off the stick, no icing. And back forward is Nickel. Timo Nickel, an Anaheim pick in 2020, plays in Stockholm. Comes across for Heinrich. Skipped away from him. And trying to create an odd man rush. Shot to the short side. Save made by Starkbaum as Oscar Lindberg elected to shoot, trying to find some room on the short side.
He did a good job through the neutral zone because he boxed out the defender. He knew exactly where he was body position wise, and that's why he was able to keep control of the puck.
Silverberg back to the front of the net. Lindberg is there. Grundstrom is there. But it's scooped away and cleared up by Marco Rossi. Rossi, number 9 overall in the 2020 draft by the Minnesota Wild.
He showed some stretches in these 2 games that we've watched him where he's trying to get something going, and you know he's got that talent, but they're just not in sync, and the guys that he's playing with, no fault of theirs, they're just not getting those scoring chances they need.
2.5 left to go. Sweden up by 5.
Attendance 5,950.
5-0 in this one. NHL getting interesting. Edmonton, Vegas, Seattle hanging in there with Dallas. Western Hockey League action will start on TSN as all 3 series, Western Hockey League, Q, and OHL, all series tied 1-1. Seattle, Winnipeg, Halifax, Quebec, and Peterborough, London. Memorial Cup will be in Kamloops. Long bouncing shot in, and Starkbaum will grab that and hang on to it.
Good performance here for Sweden. We said coming into this game that they won their first game 1-0, and that proves a lot. And they have taken it another notch defensively. They haven't given up a lot, and especially once the lead got to 3-0, they have performed exactly the way they're supposed to. So coming into the game, we said, all right, they only scored 1 goal. All right, well, they've scored 5 goals now, so now it's looking even better with the goose egg so far against, and now a total of 6 goals in 2 games.
They've allowed 27 shots against. They've allowed 18 in this game tonight, and or 37. They allowed 19 in the game last night.
Not a lot of big blunders, and that's what, you know, the coaching staff is looking at, right? Are you doing the right thing? Are you giving up the long bomb up the middle? Are you not paying attention to forwards flying the zone? Are your D-men clued in? I thought their D have played really well in front of their own net. They played hard. They boxed out. They paid attention to the details that you worry about when you get up against a team, with all due respect, has a lot more firepower than Austria.
Lars Johansson stopped all 19 last night. Tomernes tries to work it out of the corner, comes back at the blue line. Long shot, that got blocked in front. Rasmus Sandin will stuff this out. Bernd Wolf trying to get that one in from the left point. Back in for Lucas Howden. Howden for Thaler. Thaler couldn't get a shot away. And this gets chipped off the boards by Leo Carlson and gets some help from Nylander, and it's back inside the Austrian line. And another line change for Sweden, and now Austria will start one as well. Bernd Wolf plays it across for Nickel. No room at center ice for Raffel. Gets it again. He'll send it for Benjamin Nisner. Nisner will float one in, and caught and held by Jesper Wallstedt.
We're starting to get a picture of where everybody is, the teams that are going through without a loss, and it'll take another game before we get a good, clear understanding of are there any upsets yet, anything big happening, or is it kind of going according to schedule?
2 clean wins for Team USA and Team Sweden, so they will sit up top the standings, 6 points. Denmark with 2 wins, 1 coming in overtime though, so Denmark right behind at 5. This gets flipped up at center ice by Dominic Heinrich. None of the Austrian players able to track it down. Schneider was there, Raffel was there. Raffel now takes it at center, clears it, and after a shutout last night by Lars Johansson, Jesper Wallstedt will pick up a shutout tonight. I think we're safe to say that with 6.6 seconds to go in the face-off at center ice.
And as poorly as things turned out for Austria, let's just hope that the injury to Reinbacher on top of things, isn't too serious.
Sure, he was excited for this game tonight, going against Leo Carlson. Both expected to hear their names very early in the NHL draft, and there's Jesper Wallstedt in his first World Championship game. Records not only the win, but a shutout.
Well, that's all downhill from there.
Yeah,
you can't do any better than the shutout.
That's right. Retire.
Sorry about that. Time to retire. Exactly. He was solid. He wasn't tested a lot, but you always look at the body language of the goaltender too, right? Did he make the saves? How did he look making the saves when things are going sideways? And there were times in this game where Austria got some offense going, and they got some looks. And not only did he make the save, but he did a real good job. He looked solid. The coaching staff, I'm sure, can look and go, nod their head like, yep, that's what we wanted, that's what we needed.
So Roger Batter will have a plan for his team tomorrow on the off day. I would suspect rest might be #1 for them. They do have a very busy schedule here at this 2023 World Championship, and then they'll get back at it on Tuesday. We'll have the player of the game presentations, and then we will have the Swedish national anthem as Sweden goes to 2-0, a couple of shutout victories.
Yeah, for Austria, the fatigue factor definitely kicked in. It's human nature. You can just feel we can't get anything going here. They are slowly strangling us, so we give Sweden credit there, and Austria doing the best they can, but they do need some rest. They look very tired at the end.
So a busy weekend comes to an end. And some good choices, I would think, on Team Sweden. A lot of good performances in this game tonight as they skate to the 5-0 victory.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody, really stood out head over heels above anybody else. It'll be interesting to see what their own concept is.
Nico Brunner, the player of the game for Austria.
Ruotsin paras pelaaja, best player of Team Sweden. Number 30, numero 30, Jesper Wallstedt.
Well, the trifecta. The win, the shutout, and the player of the game.
Yeah, time to retire, that's for sure.
20 years of age, solid effort tonight.
Really good, yeah.
As Sweden defeats Austria by a score of 5-0.
Especially as a 20-year-old. Yeah, it's a very good choice, no doubt. That's a confidence builder and then some.
And now the Swedish national anthem, and that will conclude day 3 of the World Championship.
Arvoisa yleisö, jos pystyt, pyydä nousemaan ylös, ottamaan hatun päästäsi ja kuulemaan voittajajoukkueen Ruotsin kansallishymni. World Championship tournament will continue tomorrow in Nokia Arena at 4:20 p.m. with the game Team Germany against Team USA. Welcome. Vuoden 2023 IIHF jääkiekko-MM-kisat jatkuvat huomenna Nokia Areenalla ottelulla Saksa USA kello 16:20. Tervetuloa.
Some days it can be difficult to get through to each other at work. Other days, it can also be as simple as something else accidentally getting in the way. Then, suddenly, one day, the pieces fall into place without you being able to say exactly why. Irritating.
Nico, it was 1-0 after 20, but ultimately a 5-0 loss. Was there a point in which the game seemed to get away from you tonight?
Yeah, I thought we played a pretty decent game. We had good start, battled the whole time, made it tough for them. Be an opponent that is tough to play against. I think we did a pretty good job. They're obviously a really good team and found a way to score.
Your teammate David Reinbacher took a really big hit in this game, didn't return for the third period. What did you make of the physicality we saw tonight?
Yeah, it was a physical game. Everybody was a hard-fought game. Everybody was fighting for every inch on the ice, for every puck. So I hope Reini is doing better, and I wish him all the best.
Back-to-back games, it's a tight schedule for you guys. Did you find there was a level of fatigue as this game approached the end?
Nein, ich glaube nicht, weil wir haben das Mindset, dass man da 2 Spiele in 2 Tagen, da bleibt nicht viel Zeit zum Denken und dann hat man ja am nächsten Tag frei. Von dem her batteln wir uns da durch, wir sind mental stark und fit, körperlich auch fit.
Thank you.
Danke.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Jesper, first World Championship game, not only a win, but named player of the game, and you record the shutout. How are you feeling after that performance?
Very happy, of course. I think the whole team showed up today. We were playing solid across all of the 3 periods, and the things that we didn't really do last game, we were dialed in today on that, and yeah, very happy with the whole team's performance.
The team seemed to develop more confidence as the game progressed. How do you think Sweden is settling in now 2 games into this tournament?
Yeah, you know, we've got players coming, and we're taking some time to get used to each other and getting to know everyone and playing together and so on. So I feel like every practice and every game we're playing, we're getting closer and closer to each other and starting to learn how the other guys are playing and just building our chemistry. And I think that helps our team, and definitely a more comfortable win today.
In front of you, a really tight defensive game tonight, particularly in that third period. What was the key in order to earning the 5-0 shutout this evening?
Nyckeln idag var att backarna höll deras forward på utsidan. Lät mig se skotten och gjorde så jag kunde hålla returerna. Sen så tycker jag vi håller pucken mycket i deras zon, vilket gör att de kan inte skapa så mycket lägen, vilket hjälper mig.
Thank you. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Micke, det där måste vara ett av dina hårdare skott. Wow. Det där var karriären alltså. Konstant upp mittzon. Det var
The 2023 IIHF app. Featuring all statistics on your favorite players, your favorite teams, and real-time game updates at your fingertips. Find the Showverse in the IIHF app, explore the action, and dive into a new digital world. Play and win amazing prizes. Available on all smart devices in multiple languages. The 2023 IIHF app.